Hey everybody, this is Melina from ScrapbookingWithMe.com and Me Crafty Scrapper here on YouTube and Instagram, and Me Crafty Scrapper Creates over on Facebook, my Facebook business page. I'm having so much fun with this that I just decided to make it an M Scrapbusters challenge. I have been cutting off the edges of book pages, and lots of you use book pages in your junk journaling, and a lot of you cut off this extra piece because you just really want the wording on like your decoration, your collage, when you tear it, when you add it to a page, or when you just add the book page itself to your junk journal signature like that, you know. So you cut off that extra just because it's plain, it doesn't have anything on it. So I've been saving up the edging that I have not been using or been cutting off, and just look, saving it. So let's go ahead and cut this one off here, and it's okay if I get a little bit of the wording on the edge. I'm good with that. And then I've got this other one here. I'll go ahead and get that trimmed off, and then I can trim off the bottom too. And I started doing this because I saw where with modern stamping, and when I say that I mean where they're not making it vintage looking like this, there is a trend going around where they are stamp collaging and making things without any kind of other paper or pattern, anything. They're just using stamps from a set and making a stamp collage. And I mean, just beautiful tags. Heidi Swap has a lot of it going on right now with her groups, where they're making beautiful stamp collage and all kinds of different stamps and different color inks. And I just thought, okay, that is so pretty. That can be used with our vintage looking stuff that we're doing too. So I tried my hand at it, and yeah, it can be done. So I have my walnut stain. I have the new Uncharted Mariner. I haven't used that one yet on anything, but I will. I have fossilized amber, that mustardy, beautiful color from Tim Holtz. I have my pumice stone. I have this love letter red color from Memento. And then I have just this one stamp set from Tim Holtz. It's the Field Notes stamp set. And we have these in the shop at scrapbookingwithme.com. And I am having myself a ball. I love doing this. I love stamping anyway, so this is like a given that, yeah, I'm going to do this. And I've also got a piece of cardstock back behind it, and I'm off stamping on that. And then, you know, I have all of this weird off stamp too from my little bitty pieces of book page. And I've got an idea that once this gets filled up, that I'll be able to cut it in strips too and make the same thing, just with white cardstock base instead of book page offcuts, and be able to kind of vintage that up too and make little strips and cut them too. So I'm very excited about where this is going. I'm using the red love letter. I'm about to use that. I have this little label from that stamp set from Tim Holtz that I stamped in that mustardy fossilized amber color. And then this label here I used with the pumice stone. So that's all I've done to this one little piece of book page here. And then this is a number stamp from that stamp set. And I'm just in each one of the little labels that I've printed, I am stamping this number stamp like that. Okay, and then I'm going to get my new Uncharted Mariner, and I'm going to stamp the rest of these with that one just to see what it looks like. And I'm going to off stamp here because I did have red on there, and I just want to make sure that there's, whoop, I'm almost out of frame. Just want to make sure there's no red left on that stamp. Then I'm going through there in each one of my little labels, and I have not precisely stamped the labels either. And then this one I'm going to go a little bit sideways because I did that here on this one, and I really love how that looks too. So here we have this little strip, and all I'm going to do is cut in between each one of the labels, and then we will ink the edges too. So if you have room in between where you have stamped your backgrounds, you can always tear it too. So I have a few that I've torn the edges of instead of, oh yeah, that one. Torn the edges of instead of cutting straight with my scissors. So here it is, all inked around the edges with walnut stain. Y'all, I just love this. This is like one of my favorite things ever. So when you go to use these, you can use them as just decoration in your journals on the pages, or you can add these to tags. This would be so cute on a tag. You know the Tim Holtz number labels, the packs of ephemera that we have in the shop? You're making your own number labels. Look at this, y'all. And it's made out of book page offcuts. Who would have ever thunk it? I love this. So whatever kind of number stamp you have, even if you don't have this Tim Holtz one that I'm using, whatever kind of stamp set that you have, just go for it and do some collage stamping and get a couple of different color inks and just stamp away. Look at those. How cute. I love it. Love, love, love this. So there's that strip. And now, I love the blue ones too. Very nice. Now let's go to a different number stamp. Let's do one that we haven't done yet. Maybe this one. Ooh, I like that. 1120 receipt. Number 1120 receipt. Let's do this little strip here. And I want to start out with a lighter color. You build the stamp collage. So you start out with a very light color first, or a lighter color first, and then you build up to the darker colors. So I'm starting with pumice stone. That's my lightest color that I have out. You might have some that's even lighter than that. And what you can do is either stamp like that and get that image, or you can stamp off first and then stamp it, and then you get an even lighter image like that. So I'm just going to go down through here and go do a full one and then an off, and then a full one and an off, just like that. And fill that up. And then I'll do another one right there just to fill up the empty spaces of that offcut of book page. Ain't that cute? I love it. And then if you want to do some kind of label or something else, you can do that. Let me look here at what I've got left over here. I might just do this little label. I had used on a couple of other ones before too. Let's go with, just go right back to the mustard, that fossilized amber. And I'm going to go to the side like that. So off stamping some, but just making little stamp collage over our offcut of book page that would normally get thrown in the garbage. Okay, and then I've got all of that on that back page too that I could fix up later if I want to. Okay, I'm going to pull up just a little bit so y'all can see a little better and get away from all of this that I've off stamped. And then, let's see, let's go with this little 34. And let's go in with some black soot. I haven't pulled that one out yet. And then I'm just going to go in the labels with that little number 34 there in the black soot. That's cute. I like that. Little stamp collage, a little vintage stamp collage. I'm just going to go all the way with that one, and then we'll get another strip out and go with something else. I'll cut those apart a little later. I love that. I'll hold that up a little better so y'all can see it. And then you have label, so you have a distinct line where you're going to cut those. And then you could have something like this where you didn't do the label at all, but I just cut it with the scissors and then inked around it. No distinct lines with labels on that one. Alright, let's get a fatter one here. And let's do this little bird here in that pumice stone. So I'm going to put that away. And this is just the top of a page like where a chapter started. I'm going to get my pumice stone and I'm going to off stamp it and then come in here and stamp on there. So very light. Off stamp again all the way through. Okay, so very light background on there. You can barely see the bird, but it was what I was going for. Then I'm going to go in with this label and the vintage photo. On top of bird, and then kind of overlapping so that you get that in pretty much each one that you're going to cut out there. And I'm not concerned with the chapter being back there. We're good. And I think I will do the number with the fossilized amber. That, ooh, let's do a big number. 785. in that mustardy color. And do that right over the top of all of this. And then have distinct lines of where we're going to cut those. Those are going to be cute, and they're a little fatter, so I like that. Just going to cut in between. And on these we'll have all kinds of little numbers. Let's tear this one since we've already got a torn edge on it. Kind of even that up. And then ink the edges. Okay. Those are a little more subtle just because they are the mustard color. You could always go back into on these, since that's a little more subtle than I want it to be, with one of the little numbers with a darker color, and you've got a little bit more character added to your label. I like that. Oh yeah, I really like that. Cute. Okay, and then ink the edges of these. I'm inking with walnut stain. I've got so many ink pads open here. I'm glad I can tell which is which, so I know what lid to put back on, huh? I'm going to go ahead and do that on a few of these so I don't get any mixed up. That would be really bad. Here we go. Alright. And then walnut stain around the edges. So I hadn't done a fat label like this. I like those. Most of mine have been skinny, little skinny minis. Okay, and then these, I'm just trimming on the edge where you see that distinct line of that label. Those are cute. And I think, let's try this and see what it looks like. It might not be something I want to do, but I'm going to try it on one of them. That Uncharted Mariner along the edges of it instead of the walnut stain. I like it. So I'm going to get some extra color going on these with the blue. I love that new Tim Holtz color, Uncharted Mariner. It is a beautiful teal color, and anybody that watches mine or Mom's channel knows that teal is one of our favorites. It's a gorgeous color, and I am no respecter of teal. I love blue teal, I love green teal. Whatever shade of teal is just gorgeous. Wouldn't it be great if that is the next color that Timmy comes out with? A green teal. That would be gorgeous. But yeah, this one is a beautiful blue teal, and we have this in the shop at scrapbookingwithme.com. All of this that I'm using pretty much is in the shop. Now some of these older Tim Holtz colors we don't carry. We're not a huge craft hobby, paper craft hobby shop, so we can't carry all of his colors because, I mean, his color palette is huge. There's no way we could carry all of them and make money and have that much inventory, but we try to keep some of the more popular ones, and then every time he comes out with a new one, we have that in the shop. Like that latest new one was Saltwater Taffy. We still have that one in the shop, so if you're looking for some of his newer stuff, we have it. Let's see. Let's do another one while we're sitting here. How are we doing on time? Oh, really, really good on time. You can knock some of this stuff out and have a huge inventory of self-made, homemade, DIY number labels. Easy, easy, easy. Okay, I'm gonna do, got a couple of ideas for this one. I'm gonna do the little canceled postage thingamabob. I'm actually gonna start with black soot, and I'm gonna stamp off and then stamp on there. So a little bit darker than what I've been doing. Ooh, I like that. Oops, stamp off, Melina. You'll get too dark for the, look at there. I'm trying to talk and stamp at the same time. And the good Lord knows I'm not good at that. Okay, so we've got that nice and covered. I love that. Very pretty. And let's do this little label in vintage photo. And I'm just going to kind of willy-nilly put some lines on here. That's all I'm really going for, is get a little border going with some lines. Woo! Pulled that one all the way over with me, didn't I? And then, okay, so there we go. There's our first two layers. We got the little lines, so I know where I'm going to be cutting. And then I really like this little, what is that? Ledger kind of look. I like that. So I'm going to go back in with my red and get me a really nice dark look there. Yep. That's nice. So you could do these all sorts of ways. No rules, y'all. Just go. Just do it. Okay, and then these are far enough apart that I can do some torn edges. I've been wanting to do some of those, so let's tear these edges. Oh yeah, those are nice. And then let's get a torn edge on the end here. There we go. And then I'm going to ink the edges, and those little torn edges are going to be wonderful looking. Oh, I love that. Just a little kind of abstract looking number label to add to our journals and things. Like I said, these would be so pretty on a tag, either a mixed media tag or just a craft color tag. Would make really, really cute accent. Love this. Look at that. So you've got all that background, and then the label, and then your stamp, your top stamp. Look at all these we're making. And then we have all of these too. We are knocking these things out, and really quickly too. Does not take long to make these at all. And I love that they are being made from the edges of book page. I love that. Alright, so I'm going to add all of these. I will lay them all out at the end and show you. And of course get some still shots at the end too. So no worries, you're going to see all of these. But I'm just going to get them all together so that I can stamp on a different spot of this white cardstock so I can get me some stamp collage going on up there too. And anybody else would just throw away that copy paper once you're done, but not moi. I got stuff to do with it. Alright. There we go. Put that off to the side, but where you can still see it is so pretty. Okay, up here, and let's do, I want to get that field label on my background, so I'm going to use the pumice stone and just go in the top there, but make sure that I go all the way down on the bottom of the stamp. So that already looks nice. And then this filed word in black, I'm just going to do 2 for this one. Okay, and then, 2 labels is what I'm talking about. So these are going to be bigger. And then let's do that 785 in red. I'm going to stamp it off because it had that mustard color on it. And then stamp it off one more time. And put that right below the filed. Oh, I like that. Okay. And then our distinct little line is right there. And let's get our corner rounder. I haven't done this on any of them. And round those tiny little corners of these two since they're bigger. Well, I've got one corner that I won't be able to do that on because it's ripped. But makes it look even more authentic. Love that. Alright, and ink the edges. Oh wow, I love that. Look at that. How cute. Look at my thumb, how awful. Oh man. So y'all get the gist of this, and easy project. And if you have leftover book page edging, then you can make these so easy and have your little handmade labels, journal embellishments, whatever. And it did not take hardly any money whatsoever. If you've already got ink pads in your stash, then you've already got one leg of this project in the bag. And then if you've got some book page, just cut off the edges and there's your other piece of the puzzle. Let's do vintage photo, blank book page, vintage photo label from the Tim Holtz Field Notes. And then let's do a long one there, just to have something different. And then let's do this bigger label in pumice stone right over the top. I love stamp collage. It's so fun and abstract. Okay, and then let's stamp off on our copy paper. Okay, and then let's see, what do we want to put on top of that? What number? I like this one. Let's just go with that. I'm going to stamp, make sure. Okay. Let's just go with red again. I like that red color. It shows up really well. Pretty. And then right down the middle where we overstamped that large round stamp, very nice. Got some wider ones here too with this one, little wider piece. Love that. All right, so that is the M's Scrap Busters for you this week, and I'm going to cut a strip of this too and see what I can make of that. Okay, there's the bottom of that copy paper, or cardstock. Actually, it's not just copy paper, it is cardstock. And let's do this fossilized amber label on there all the way across, and then not just all on it, but we can kind of off stamp that too. So even if you don't have book page, here's how you can make these. I'm going to off stamp that. If you have some cardstock, look here, see? Easy. And let's do a little bit of this canceled postage. Let's off stamp it there and do it in Vintage Photo. A little bit darker than what's already on there. In just a few places, it wasn't all the way across. There we go. So I've already got that blue number in there, and that looks really nice. So I think I'll go with that again. Let's off stamp this. And then let's do some black in this 785 and do it all the way. And then we'll come back in and do some of that blue. Ooh, I really like that. Kind of off stamp that too. Doesn't all have to be on there. I really like that, getting all that empty space covered up. Okay, so there's that layer. Let's off stamp that and then get a number that we want red. Ooh, let's get this other number over here that I hadn't pulled out yet. And do a couple of red ones and do a couple of Uncharted Mariner blue ones. Okay, so there's red, red, and red, and then we got blue here, so let's do a few blue ones. Let's just use that same number we just used in red. I'm going to stamp it off just to make sure I got all the red off. Okay, and then there, there. Ooh, I really like that. That looks nice. Okay, and then I'm going to off stamp, off stamp, off stamp there to fill in, and off stamp on that one too. Get it a little busy looking. I like that busy look, and we're gonna cover up some of that white that's on there. Ooh, I like that. Okay, now it looks like a hot mess right now because we don't have it cut apart, but let's do that right now. And then ink our edges with, I think I'm going to ink with this mustardy fossilized amber color, just to do the edges of it and have it in something different than what I've been doing. And I'm just going to kind of willy-nilly where I see the edges of that label that I stamped, like that. And then I'm going to cut off this edge here. Alright, and then fossilized amber or mustard around the edges. So that one has the off stamp of that blue on it. Cute. These are nice. Even with the white background, I like that. So here is all that I have completed in this video. Alright, so the more I look at them, the more they look like old vintage license plates, and I love that. Oh me, I love them. They've turned out so good, and I still have plenty of book page and lots of other vintage books over here that I can cut the edges off of, so might even do a few more while I've got my stamps out, because then I've got to do lots of cleanup. I got to clean my stamps, got to clean my hands. Clorox, here we come. Y'all have a great day. If y'all do these number collage, stamp collage on offcuts of book page, I want to see them. And I need you to use the hashtag #MScrapBusters so that I can find you and leave you some love. Y'all have a great day. Love ya. You are my people. Thanks for hanging around. Thanks for being a subscriber. And thanks for giving me a thumbs up and leaving me a comment below. Have a great day. Bye, y'all.